Welcome back to me attempting to silent assassin every mission in this game, Hitman 1, 2, and 3. This time we're going into a country to try and take out a target who's starting a coup. So I'm just going to throw the rules on screen real quick to give a quick recap. It's just the normal silent assassin rules with the extra challenge of leaving in my suit, essentially. And I started off just running around a bit looking for scenarios, but it's a bit unfortunate because not all scenarios allow for silent assassin, so I had to pick and choose pretty carefully. And I ran around this whole market here trying to find something that might help me, but I could only find random poison opportunities and a fuck ton of motorbikes, and that wasn't really going to help me out. So eventually I ran into this big group of people where this coup was going on, well, possible coup. And I was trying to find a way into this embassy to get my first target. And I eventually found this crashed truck with a break in the wall, so I figured perfect opportunity to hop the wall. But unfortunately there was a camera right there, and I wasn't sure if that broke silent assassin, so straight restart. So this time I decided to see if I could get around the right side, since the left was kind of a bust. And there were a couple guards, but it looked like there was a path that led around, so I decided to just follow that around real quick. Then I just quickly snuck behind the guards while their backs were turned, since they never turned around. But then I ran into this door that needed a key card, so I decided to bait a guard over with a coin real quick. And my plan worked flawlessly. I just choked him out and then quickly hit him in the nearby dumpster. Now he didn't drop a key card, but I did have a disguise to get in the main entrance now. So I just made my way through the crowd and walked in the main entrance like I belong there, because I do now. Now once inside, I immediately started scouring the bottom floor for some opportunities, see if there was a way to kill him silently. Now on my trek downstairs, I did find the camera room in this door right here, and I was trying to test to see if I was allowed in there. I wasn't sure, and it was a no. So I assumed I wasn't allowed upstairs in this disguise either. I then came across this room with one guard and a massage therapist. When I read the intel case on him, it said that he had an appointment with my target, so I figured this is a good opportunity to get in there with him. But there was this one worker who was roaming in and out of the room, so I had to try to wait for the right opportunity to get the guard out of the way. So once he left, I walked up to the guard to get his attention and tried to get around the back of him to take him out, and it worked. Then I just went up to the massage therapist and choked him out real quick too. And then I quickly hit both bodies before that worker could come back inside again. Once that was finished, I dropped all my weapons behind the desk because a massage therapist is not going to have any weapons and I did not want to risk messing up at this point. So I changed into his outfit and then I quickly head over to reception where I heard them calling on the PA earlier.
Here for an appointment with Klaus Steinberg.
So I head upstairs where I ended up getting frisked, so it was a good idea that I ended up dropping my weapons. And then I see this absolute gorgeous woman. Like, holy. But 47's got a job to do, so I go upstairs, meet my target, and bring him into the massage room where I plan my murder. So his guard leaves, but as I'm looking around the room, I realize there's nowhere to hide the body, so this might not be the best opportunity anyway. But I decide to kill him anyway. And as he's shit-talking the people outside, I give him the best neck crack of his life. Look how relaxed he looks. But since there was nowhere to hide the body, I just figured that his body would be discovered, and I restarted to find a different way to kill him. But as I was running to the embassy this time, I ran into this news crew talking about their camera guy who's apparently sick. And they have an interview with my target. So it was my top priority to try to find this guy. But then I hear this couple talking about this guy's ex-girlfriend who's apparently upstairs and she works for the embassy as head of security. So I head upstairs where I try taking her out while her guard is walking away, but I get caught. And I try taking her out while her back is turned, but she sees me, so I hide behind this pole and she ends up spotting me. So I just punch her out, but that's a restart. So I went back to my original plan of taking out this first guard. But this time I went into this little guard shack to try to get an embassy guard uniform because I wanted to be able to go upstairs without being the masseuse. and I knew I was able to be in the cam room as this guard. So from there I just headed straight to the camera room and waited for about 5 minutes for the perfect opportunity to disable the cameras without anyone seeing me. Then I tried heading downstairs to see if there was anything interesting without realizing I wasn't allowed to be here, and instantly got fucked over. So as I explored a bit more this time, I found this exclusive hookah club which I needed an access card to get into, so that was my first step. So I followed this woman into the washroom, choked her out, then I hit her body and walked over and took her membership card. Now that I had access to this club, I walked around a bit and then I actually found the camera guy who was supposed to be sick. Now I didn't have any rat poison to make him be able to go to the washroom, so in the other room there was this guy I took out and distracted with a coin, since there was a box to hide bodies. So I turned off the sound system hoping to lure the other guy in here, and it worked. So I took him out and put his body in the box with the other guy. And then I went to go meet up with her camera crew, where we followed them into the embassy. Once inside, we were brought to the interview room with the target. And once I started rolling the camera, they asked if I could go upstairs to see if I could fix the lights. So I went upstairs. And I guess I got a little bit too close to this guard because he has no filter.
I do not know if I can contain this homophobic joke for much longer.
And in the light room I saw I could drop this giant fucking moose on my target, so I waited for the guard to leave, and...
Have any explanation to these?
Knock it down. Next up, Reza Zaydan.
And before things got too heated, I decided to save here. And I went back out and took out this embassy guard to get rid of the cameras yet again. And after dealing with the cameras, I took this guy out again because I figured it's probably a good idea to have a military uniform if I'm gonna try and kill a military leader. But then I got to the checkpoint and they just completely turned me away, so that was pointless. But at this other checkpoint, I see there's a way to sneak in while the patrol is right, so I do exactly that. But then I get sandwiched and I just kind of panic and get caught, so that's an instant reload. After repeating everything I had done before, I decided it's a better idea to take this guard out to get the elite uniform. But got seen while trying to hide him. The next attempt went a lot better, and I hid his body behind the counter. And with my new disguise, I just walked right in the front entrance. And take this window into the school and start devising how to kill this guy. And on my journey around the first floor, I've heard these soldiers talking shit about General Zidane with a PA system right next to them. So I saw this as a hilarious way to get this guy killed somehow. I also noticed a hole in the ceiling and a yellow object above me when I looked up, so I thought maybe something up there would help. So I turn on the PA and head up to the room above this one. But then I see he's heading upstairs to what looks like this room, so I quickly hide. After he takes a quick peek about who's talking about him, he heads back downstairs, and I get ready to kick that very tempting looking toilet on his head. So when he arrives to chew out these two soldiers, I wait for the right opportunity to kick that toilet.
I should have you both court-martialed.
Both targets down. Now head towards an exit.
Now it's time to go get my suit and get the fuck out of here. So I get my suit from the hookah club, and I get towards the exit. And that is 5 stars and Silent Assassin on the 3rd mission. And now on to the 4th. So the next mission takes place in Thailand, where I have to take out this lead singer and his family lawyer. Now I very quickly come across the family lawyer in the hotel restaurant. So I wanted to see if I could find a quick and easy way to get rid of him before heading upstairs. So I thought my best idea was to try and drop a light on him without killing his bodyguard. So I went to the second lounge of the restaurant, where it was probably the least suspicious way to get the shot off on him. But while I was waiting for him to get to the path underneath the light, I heard these two guys talking about how there's a new drummer for the band of the singer of the target that I'm supposed to kill. and he's on this floor waiting for an audition. So I already had an idea of how I was supposed to get to the next target. And after waiting, he was right underneath the light, so I take my aim, and I miss. And I shoot again, and I end up killing his fucking bodyguard. So I decided that the lights are too risky for this. So this time I go in with a bit of a different idea of what to do. I want to go upstairs and kill the singer first, since he's probably the tougher target to get to. So I'm trying to find this drummer that's supposed to be in this restaurant. So I'm running around for about 10 minutes and I have no idea where to find him. And then I find what looks like a VIP lounge, and I see this hippie looking guy walking in the background, and I assume that's just him. So now I need to disguise to get in there. So I follow the second waiter behind the bar with his icebox tied his body, and I choke him out. Then I take his clothes, and now I'm free to get into the VIP lounge. And I see the drummer on the balcony, but he's too close to the guards, so I bait him into the room with a guard, and then I choke him out. So now I'm just trying to find my way up to my audition, but it's not this way. So I go to the opposite side of the hotel and up to the 3rd floor, where it turns out this is where my audition's supposed to be. So as I'm exploring, I find my target, and he ends up talking to me, because I am his new drummer. And then we go on to show him my skills on the drums. And man, it's actually impressive that Agent 47 is trained to do everything just so he doesn't blow his cover. So after my amazing performance, my target decides he wants to talk to me alone to discuss something in private. This is the perfect opportunity for me. And he leads me to the rooftop where we end up talking a bit. And he leans a little bit too close to the edge here and he slips. So with now what I think is the typical target down, I just need to find the camera room and take out the lawyer. And I do spot the camera room in this hallway here, but I don't really have a viable way to get in there right now, so I'm gonna come back to that later. And I do save in the hotel lobby here, because I thought it would save me a lot of running, but I was wrong. And as I was stalking my target around the hotel lobby, I heard him complaining about how his room isn't ready yet. So I thought maybe I can lure him up to his room if I disguise myself as housekeeper. So I lured this waiter into the bathroom with a coin because I thought that his disguise would give me better access to the hotel in order to get the housekeeper disguise. And after making my way through the kitchen, I found 2 hotel staff, so I just knew I needed to lure one of them into the room to the left. So I do just that, and I hide his body, and now I'm ready for my plan to be put into motion. But first I explored around, and I followed this guy into his room, and I took him out because I thought he might have something useful. And in his room he actually had a speedboat key, which unlocks an exit for me. And then I go tell my target that his room is ready, and he just follows me right up to his murder. And when we arrive at the room, he's actually really pissed off because the room is not clean. I lied about it being clean, so he makes me just clean all the fucking shit around the house.
Covered in dust. I dare say this so-called cleaning.
So I finally had enough of him and his attitude, and I tried to take out his bodyguard, but I made a little bit too much noise. And that was a reload. But this time, I decided to go pre-clean everything so that fucking bastard couldn't say a thing to me. So I brought my target back up to his room and waited for a bit of a better opportunity to take out the bodyguard. Since the door closed right here, I figured it was the best time. And then I just take out the target with the garrote. And then I ended up getting caught when I think I was trying to go for the cameras. I don't exactly remember, I lost the recording unfortunately. But this is when I realized that I hadn't been recording for the last maybe 45 minutes or so. I just needed to let go of a little heat there, so essentially I just got my waiter uniform from earlier, and then I headed down into the basement where I had found a master keycard to get into the camera room. But it was illegal to take the keycard, so I had to distract these guys by throwing a coin or a soda can, and it took a couple tries without them seeing me. I also found some rat poison when I was down here, so I picked it up. Then I baited the guard outside this room with the coin and took him out. I then used my new master keycard to get into the camera room. I had to avoid the main guy here, but he didn't really look towards the entrance over here, so it didn't matter that much. I just had to wait for him to turn his back, and I was free to do whatever I wanted to the cams. After another monotonous room tour, I took out his bodyguard without him seeing me, and killed him yet again, and I was sure that this was the final time that I was going to be doing this mission.
Both targets down.
Now I really wanted to exit in the speedboat, so I got the speedboat key, and I was so excited I was going to be speeding off like a badass. Until I got to the area, and it's for some reason a private area, which is fucking stupid. So that one really upset me, honestly, but after dealing with the cams again, a little bit closer this time, I almost got caught. So I thought I had found a faster way to get rid of him, so I poisoned his bodyguard's water that I had seen him drink with earlier, with the rat poison that I found in the basement. And then I was going to tell him that his room was ready, but his bodyguard would be sick, and he wouldn't be able to follow. So the bodyguard drinks the poison, and he starts not feeling well. So I talk to my target and get him to follow me into the first floor bathroom because he'll go anywhere with me. And once we're alone, I garrote him and I stick him in the closet that was in the stall. And then I return back to my room to grab my suit. And I head towards the other exit on the map, but it seems like it'll be a bit of a problem since it's in the underground, which I'm not allowed to be in, and there's two guards right here. But when the one starts his footpath, I just get behind him, close the door just in case, and choke him out. Then I quickly distract this one so he'll move so I can choke him out. And then the exit is clear, and I just leave and I get my 5 stars. So at the end of this episode, we need to have an updated count. In total, we've had 30 restarts, 21 reloads, and 19 target kills. And with those 2 missions over, I will see you in the next 2.